This is irritating me. Boom!
Live. Okay.
Boom! Shakalaka. Told y'all. You gotta do this.
Spray.
It's the spray.
It was the spray.
Bitch, be gone.
Okay.
Okay. No, Satan, not today. That's what. Maybe I could talk to Kaylin about changing it. Changing the name. Hers is Aura spray or sage cleansing, and I could get her to change it to not today, Satan.
Not today.
Not today. Not today, Satan spray.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something that kind of works like that. But yeah, this ain't popping. Okay, but for the good, can you just make it so I can hold it for a second?
All right, but we're here, guys.
We're here. You're watching SipsTea the Show.
It's your girl Eb Deceleb
and GemDTwin.
And it's Wednesday. It's our favorite day. It's our day we get to come to you and bring you the United Sisters thoughts, the us girls, sipping tea. But today we're actually doing something a little bit different. We're not sipping tea, my people. We are sipping Jello shots. Took it to the head. But yeah, so you guys, thank you guys for coming and tuning in again today with SipsTea the Show. As you know, we bring you the positivity, we bring you the DetoxTEA Infinity, the Shits Award, and we also talk about that tea time, getting to that political talk and celebrity talk as well. We're going to keep coming. It's Wednesday. It's a little bit past 8:30, but that's okay, because guess what? We're here and you can always play these shows back. So with that being said, we're going to get right into the positivity. Guys, also take note, it is Domestic Violence Month, also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So take a moment to reflect, think back for all those people that you may have lost, people who are now experiencing cancer, domestic violence, or have lost someone to cancer. Take a moment of silence for those victims, for those people who are currently, have been, and are still dealing with those situations. We definitely are advocates for both. And so a little bit about our show will replicate that as well. So with that being said, enough to the prelude. Let's get in it. I thought we said we're gonna listen to the song. You don't want to listen to the
what song?
You said the Offset Baby Mama song.
Oh, I
want that in. You don't want. It's too late.
Okay, so. I mean, we can.
Is it a positivity note song?
No, it is. Actually, I was going to talk to you guys about this during tea time, and I was going to wait at that point.
Yeah, let's wait it. We can wait it
so we're going to wait for our little, we could have been playing that music all this time.
Exactly.
But things was going on. But yeah, we will actually listen to some music a little bit later because it's the tea, honey. That is the tea that we got to talk about in tea time. But just like Eb Deceleb said, we're ushering in Breast Cancer Awareness Month as well as that Domestic Violence Month. So make sure you guys have your purple and your pink going strong. And I think that the two things are something that has touched us all at different stages of life. Mm-hmm. So it's really important that we actually talk about these things and get the collaboration started. And if you guys looked at GemDTwin's page or SipsTea the Show, we actually are trying to get in touch with some breast cancer survivors, also the families or, people with a story surrounding breast cancer. I have one of them actually. I actually did an interview recently, and I'll release that and we'll put that on our page. But we're going to interview this month some people who have dealt with breast cancer, who survived breast cancer, as well as tell the story from the side of people either living with it or those of us who are here after we've lost a loved one to these diseases and things like that, and as well as domestic violence. So we're also going to do a call for that as well. If you are willing to tell your story, not saying that it only happens from male to female, because we also know that there are domestic violence situations that people don't even talk about because they're
ashamed.
And then that goes on the men's side too, because there are cases of men being abused by women as well, which is even less reported. But with everything they're stories, and they're underlying things that we got to talk about and got to get it out and open in order to actually increase awareness and actually encourage healing. So with that being said, let's go into our positivity. You guys hit up in the DM if you are in the DMV and you're willing to go on camera and tell your story. We're going to actually try to tape those things and play them for the next maybe 2 months or whatever, make it available to you guys.
And honestly, guys, you can also come at your leisure. Like, I mean, we do the show on Wednesdays, but we're always down for an interview. So it doesn't have to be on a Wednesday.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't have to be on a live. It could be something where we ask questions, we have a camera, and we're talking about it. Whatever setting feels comfortable for you. And guys, let's not forget either that domestic violence is just not a physical thing. It's a verbal thing. It's an emotional thing. It's a sexual thing. So any type of abuse that you've gone through, and what facet it has been in, let's bring awareness to it. So please know that if you do want to come and talk about it, we are here to listen. The people are here to listen, and you never know who your story can save, touch, and help. So
absolutely.
With that being said, we're going to move right into the positivity. You go first.
No, because last week I went first and you put me on the spot and you have written down your lovely quote. So go for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know if I do.
I'm not asking.
So mine, just in the heart of all the awarenesses that are going on this month, domestic violence and cancer, I wanted my quote to kind of reflect that, and just to remember the beauty from within. So this says, you are a survivor and a fighter. Embrace your spirit. Keep faith. I wrote it down. I'm reading it from my phone. Keep faith in your pocket. Laugh a lot. Indulge in confidence. Grow with each tear. Breathe in positivity. Remain gorgeous. Always remember who you are loved by, and have hope and never give up. Amen. So I think that goes without saying to anybody, you know, especially those have dealt with cancer or who have family members who are dealing with cancer or whatever, or domestic violence. Never give up on who you are. Remember, you are loved by someone. Remember that you're gorgeous beyond gorgeous. Remember to keep faith close to you, in your pocket, in your breast, wherever you want it, being a man, woman, wallet, wherever. Keep faith close by. But the most important thing that says is never give up, never lose faith, never lose sight of the possibility of miracles. You can overcome anything, and I mean anything. So never forget in life, period. Never forget that you can overcome anything, any obstacle that is presented to you. It's nothing that you can't accomplish as long as you keep the faith and keep God right next to you. So that was my positivity.
Okay, I love it. I think that definitely is something for everybody, and it's not even just if you're dealing with something like that's just an everyday thing. Every day we go through things. The human experience means that while you're here, you're going to go through things. But you know, Tupac said, keep your head up.
Absolutely.
So my quotes are not as long, but I do have 2 of them for you guys. Being that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, you guys know we cram a lot into this month, and I personally think that this is something that we should actually give more than 1 month to. 30 days not enough time to talk about something that is literally attacking us as a society.
It's a lifetime effect.
It's a lifetime effect. And then with domestic violence, people experience that on different levels for long periods of time. Like some, especially right now with the teenagers, and the stories are different at different stages of your life. These things look differently. I just heard some accounts of other people going through domestic violence. And I remember seeing one lady, she looked like she was in her 60s. Domestic violence looks different to her.
Family can be involved in domestic violence against another. You know, it happens a lot, especially with elderly people.
Yeah, and then that's another thing. And that's just abuse. But so it brings to mind something that I always think, and I always try to remind myself in general. Because if there's any way to see domestic violence coming or see abuse coming, it's to actually sit back and take situations for what they are. okay? To read situations and read people, not from your best eyes, the ones that say, I look for the best in people, but from the eyes that look at you honestly, okay? This is who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that there's a duality. I'm a Gemini, whatever, but I think that there's a duality in everybody's character. You know what I'm saying? I'm very low key, but I'm known to yell. You know what I'm saying? If you get me to the right point, or if I feel strongly, or if I'm hurt, I yell too. You know what I'm saying? So to say that I'm not a fighter, or I don't yell, will be to say that I'm not me. So we have to actually look at duality, because this is who I am, as well as that's who I am. You have to look at how a person is when they're at their best, as well as when they're worst, because both of those are that person. And so with it being domestic violence awareness, I thought about a quote that I just thought, and I think about this myself all the time, to be aware of how other people, when you can peep it, be aware of how whoever it is that you're thinking about dealing with, be it a friend, be it an associate, be it a love interest or whatever, be aware of how that person treats other people in general. How this person treats people is how they will treat you. Please know that. A lot of times we think that will be different, or, you get blindsided by, oh, this person's being nice to me. Everybody's going to be nice to you because they want you. But when you're in the thick of a relationship, is this person quick to anger? Is this person rude? Are you rude to waiters? Are you rude to people in general? Do you do things like that to other people? Do you have like shitty things to say all the time? You know what I'm saying? Are you short-tempered? Are you filled with ego? How another person, how you relate to other people is how you will relate to that person that's close to you. And please don't think that we're immune. And I think that a lot of times, women especially, we fall into a trap because we don't see it coming. We don't see domestic violence or violent situations coming because we're so trusting of that person. We end up being trusting of that person. And when we see them do something to someone, we don't necessarily think that person will do it to us. But yes, they will. They will do it to you. Whatever somebody does to another person, they will do to you. You are not immune, sweetie. Please know this. Please know that however your they is, however they treat other people is how they will treat you. Flat out, you will see it. If it is a monster, that monster will come for you as well. And the only other I wanted to say is that there are, and this is funny because there was a little guy and I call him a little guy because he was a young baby. He was a baby. But I was driving Lyft one night and we get into a long conversation about life and everything. And he says that, and so this came from him, there are two things in life that you can change. Only two things you really have control over. And that is your effort, attitude. And I believe that to be very, very true. That speaks volumes. I say effort or energy, because your effort and the amount of energy that you use to things. The only things that you can change is your effort and your attitude, and I'm here for it. So I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna let that sit right there. Okay, let that sit right there, and we're gonna go ahead and get into this tea time. No, we gotta brew some tea.
Yeah,
we're gonna brew some tea.
Wait a minute. We need segments. But no, you guys, definitely we are. We talked last week about some of the last people that have brewed in the past, and then also people that are coming in the future. We are bringing a really, 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 really talented guest next week. He's very well known amongst the DMV as well as celebrities. So we're really, really excited to have him. Don't want to spill too much, but really, really excited to brew him next week. But for right now, I think that we can definitely brew us as far as the consistency show that we've had for the last, I think, what's been since first show was like February 22nd. So we're definitely approaching our year that we've been doing this consistently. So if you guys don't see anything else or watch the show consistently, know that we're consistently doing it. Regardless of the viewers, regardless of the guests we do have or don't have, we're consistently coming to you guys each and every week. So we definitely have to brew ourselves and want just to give you that same encouragement. If anything, nothing beats a failure but a try. So if you don't try, then you've already failed. So we definitely want to just brew us as far as what we're doing and what we will continue to do each and every week. And we're going to keep that topic short because we do have some amazing things to talk about as far as tea time.
And we also need to
detox and everything.
All
like
of
that. We get into spend more time in those segments that we don't really get to spend time in when we do have guests. So we really want to spend time in those other segments as well. So this show is really about that. So,
and we have to make sure that this is a good time to make sure that we reach out to you guys. We are working on our calendar for the rest of October, November, going into December. So I know that a lot of you guys have talked to me or hit us up on our channel, and we are in the process of actually doing, formatting things and also setting up the calendar so that we can get you guys in there and actually make sure that we give you your due, because we got to make sure that we have time to, if you're an entrepreneur or an artist or just an awesome person that has a platform and you come on SipsTea the Show, we want to make sure that we also give you the opportunity to be highlighted. We need to talk to your people. We need your people to talk to us. So that's the whole thing. And if you guys are, if you would like to sponsor a segment of SipsTea the Show, if you would like to make donations or things like that, please hit us up at SipsTea the Show via Gmail. That's our Gmail account, SipsTeaTheShow@gmail.com. Definitely hit us up on social media. We're definitely trying to take this show to some different levels. Okay. Absolutely. And we need your help to do so. So we will be getting to all of your emails and everything. And we're so happy that people are looking at the show and wanting to come on the show and wanting to share, because we really are about doing some positive things right now. And it's not enough. It's not enough of it going on at all. I don't know who's on. There's a guy on our YouTube channel. I'm not sure. Babe. If y'all see what he is posting, it's so funny. It's not staged. What do you mean? He said this is staged. This is a real live talk show, sweetie. Please, if you knew we was going through to get on here, you would know it was not staged. That's funny. You funny down. But anyway, sit back and relax. So into some tea time. I don't know, child, baby. You know. Are you a creeper? Memes of fuckery. Are you a creeper?
WTF.
Right.
Let me tell you something real quick. Means of fuckery, whatever the hell you are. Let me tell you something. This show is all about positivity. Now, what we can do is you up for the shits award for your damn dumbass. Yeah, because that's some bullshit. But this ain't no staged ass shit. This is some real life, hard work, dedicated ass shit that takes a long time to put up, I might add, and a lot of dedication and consistency to do it each and every week. Clearly, you just followed the show, but thank you. Please subscribe, like, and share.
Right, exactly. Subscribe, like, and share. While you talking shit, subscribe, like, and share. Please,
please. And that's how we
please
okay,
do that. You. So again, time, like Eb Deceleb says, we're gonna run through this show and we're gonna actually get to our segments and stuff like that, and in that way we find
this shit is staged.
Yeah.
You're staged.
Yeah, on YouTube, which you guys could tell this that this is not staged, okay? Like Eb Deceleb says, we're not new to this. We're true to this. We keep on doing it.
We've been doing it.
We're at it. But anyway,
and while you're following and watching everything, look at those past shows and get some.
Yes, please look at the past shows. Okay, maybe that shit's staged too. Make sure you look and try to call us out and do whatever you do. But look first. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Okay,
thank you.
So yes, hello to our tag family, hello to our Facebook family, hello to our YouTube family. We're watching SipsTea the Show, and now we're gonna get into tea time. Okay, so tea time is when we're talking about the things that are going on around us. We're talking politics, celebrities, anything that's going on in our world that will probably affect us in some way, shape, or form. And for me, I really wanted to talk about the fact that I'm seeing a lot of people around us turning some negatives into positives. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really important to talk about right now, because there's a lot of first of all, by virtue of the fact that we're talking about breast cancer awareness and domestic violence, the fuckery is real. That's the fuckery. I'm sorry, it is. But a lot of people are turning negatives into positives. And I know last week we talked about Alicia Keys and the blended family situation. Recently, Alicia Keys with Swiss Beats and Mashonda, the ex-wife and baby's mother, just did an interview. And so they were talking about, well, their family is blended and the reasons why they blended the family and things like that. So I want to take a totally positive look at this whole little situation that you blended your family. I'm not here for that. I mean, I'm here for it. No, I'm sorry. Let me back up. I am here for it. I'm here for the fact that you blended your family and you guys are on the up and up, and that's great. Okay. But what I really want to talk about is Mashonda, who is the ex-wife, because baby girl, you are the one that kind of went through the most adversity in that situation. You're the one that experienced the most loss as the one, as a woman. And if you've ever been cheated on, if you've ever, like lost a relationship, mourned a relationship or anything like that, you know that that's a tough place to be. So when we look at the situation, say who had to really be the bigger person in that, I would say it was her. So really, when I'm talking about tea time, I want to talk about Mashonda in respect to the fact that what the real tea is that she got that book, baby.
Oh yeah,
that book is coming out. Turning negatives into positive. Okay, boo, you took Miami on. Okay. Help me promote this damn book.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she definitely did that.
Okay. So yes, let's turn some negatives into positive because it happened. You know what I'm saying? There's not, I'm gonna say it's not a woman alive don't know about cheating or hasn't dealt with a situation, because maybe somebody else has been immune to that. But I think that we all dealt with something like that from the time we were little to into womanhood, where we know what it feels like to be cheated on, or maybe you were the side person. I don't know, but it's a lot that goes along with that.
And also too, we have to remember that every experience that you go through, whether it be negative or positive, is an opportunity for growth.
Yes.
And so you have to remember that even when it comes to cheating, you have to, even if you've been cheated on or was the one cheating, you have to try to find what was the opportunity for me to grow from the situation and learn from the situation. Because cheating is cheating. It is what it is. However, what is what it is, what isn't what it isn't, is when you look at the reasons why and what you learn from it. So, and just to put myself on the chopping block for that, I was cheated on, and I have cheated. So I know both ends of the spectrum. I know what it feels to be hurt, and I know what it feels to hurt someone. But it's like my takeaway from that, my positive, is what I learned from that. Is what did I learn from hurting somebody? How did that affect that person? And also being cheated on. What did I learn from being cheated on? I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about my own insecurities. It opens the doors for you when you're cheating on someone you have insecurities in that, or when you're being cheated on. So you learn a lot about yourself. So if you can't take any opportunity and make it a positive, shame on you. Because everything that you go through is an opportunity for some type of growth or understanding.
And you have got to take it.
You got to take that time.
We actually, to be honest, we don't have a choice.
Yeah.
The choice is either to wallow in it or to actually turn that negative into a positive for some way. Either exit all the way out, or, because it's easy. Okay, we can just give it up and say, okay, we're just going to forget about it. We're going to let bygones be bygones or whatever. Okay, fine. But it's even more powerful when you actually turn that into something that works for you. Absolutely. Because I thought, with her, I know that she was, Mashonda was into music.
Yeah.
Prior, but I ain't never hear about no authoring. Was you authoring? So you a writer?
Honestly, it's probably going to be a good book, and it's going to give people a roadmap to how to look at the positive side of things. And, it's unfortunate it had to happen, but everything happens for a reason.
And at the end of the day, we want to know.
People want to know
because
you want to know, how did you get through that? What brought you through that, and things of that nature. And then speaking of,
because it's not even a woman that does not really understand
anybody can
what
relate.
that is.
And it's not even a woman or a man, because a woman can leave a man just like a man can leave a woman.
Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying? it's relatable. So she definitely looked at the cup half full instead of half empty.
Absolutely. And she said, "You know what, cup full? Let me fill it up." That's what she said. She was like, "You know what? We about to write this book, and you motherfuckers, you better support the book. We going on tour. We're gonna take these motherfucking babies. We're gonna tell them that we are a big freaking happy family, and you better like it." She probably was like this, Swiss. If you.
But and here's the thing too. I wonder if like Alicia or Swift feel like some type of obligation too.
Yeah, they should.
You understand what I'm saying? So there has to be some type of guilt, if not guilt, obligation to, you know what? I don't know what she went through.
Right.
So let's put us in our. I don't care how sweet and everything it is now. A hurt, scorned woman is still a hurt, scorned woman. It doesn't matter who hurt the scorned woman or what's the benefit of hurting the scorned woman. She's still a hurt woman. Right. So, I wonder if there's some type of debt that they feel that they owe to her because of what they took.
I
guess the book would only tell.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of that, and I'm gonna say that they should have
put it out. I wonder if they proved it. That's another thing.
She was on the Breakfast Club. I watched a lot of that interview, and she was talking about the book, and like I guess the first couple chapters were about acceptance and like healing and evolving and just kind of letting go. Yeah, because it's a lot to let go of. But it was interesting that they said the precursor was the kid, because the kids started acting out and whatever. And I do agree that parents sometimes, I'm sorry, as a parent, the one thing I've learned as a mother, I don't even know if this is something I learned or just something I did. There's shit that you just have to shove up your ass. You need to grin and bear it and just take it. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what's going on in your world, because your kids don't got nothing to do with that. Mm-hmm. They didn't ask to be here. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They rolling with you through all the punches. Mm-hmm. 9 times out of 10, they don't even know no better. But no child wants to see their mom hurt or their dad. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a good feeling. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good feeling to see somebody that you love hurting. And so I'm sure in that instance, I mean, people don't think about these things while they're doing stuff. Mm-hmm. It's more so about my happiness and what I want. And, of course, daddy done stepped his little self off and he did what he wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, mommy is home crying into her bed sheets, thinking nobody can hear her, and they did. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So apparently he went to, one of the little boys went to school and kind of was acting out, and she came to the point where it's like, look, we got to do something. Like, this is not going to work for them. It already ain't work for you. It already ain't work for him. He did what he did. He is who he is. But what's really not going to work is showing your kids that this, you can't make a lemonade out of these lemons. So that's what's up. And again, with opportunity turning. So that's kind of what I think we should keep the theme with the whole tea time, turning some negatives into positives, because the next piece of tea that I wanted to talk about was, what's her name? Shia LaMour. And the reason I want to talk about Shia LaMour is because I want to start saying this girl's name. I want to use this as a turning a negative into a positive moment by using this child's name. Shia LaMour, yes, she does do some music and things like that. She's doing her thing. But who she's known as, her other name that everybody calls, is Offset's baby mama.
But here's the tea: is I feel a little bit bad, because I feel bad a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's so unfortunate that he did. I mean, it's so great that, babies are beautiful culture. I'm sure it's beautiful. Still ain't nobody seen the baby yet. So honestly, I need to say something.
She gotta get past her.
I need to know.
Maybe you never know.
Like, why has she not shown this baby? Like, you hid the pregnancy for X amount of years. X amount of months.
It might be another ploy.
Like, is there something else going on here? Like, are you trying to really protect your baby from the world like that? Boo, you ain't Beyonce. At least she showed her baby. Yeah, like, I'm confused.
Maybe she waiting to be able to do a photo shoot and stuff like
maybe
that.
She not looking right, because
I
always
say that.
I wonder what that baby looked like, because before she had them teeth. Before she got them teeth thick.
The baby don't have no teeth.
Before she got them teeth thick.
Y'all saw them memes of baby. She a cute little thing. She was funny looking in the way that we're all funny looking.
Because I think, but so you got a funny looking Cardi. So, because I mean, money makes the world go round and round. So you know, she clearly might have had some facial changes, no jobs teeth done, ears pulled back. But, however, you cannot do that to a baby. So, is it the fact that you got a mix of Offset? Come on, Cardi B, that's kind of throwing her off, and she's not ready. She's like, there has to be something we can do to this baby before I show the picture.
Number one, I can't talk about nobody kids.
I'm not talking about.
I be scared. I can't talk about nobody kids.
I'm saying what everybody else want to say. Like, you got all these fans, all these people rooting for you.
I be scared to talk about somebody's kids. I come from that old school where they be like, you talk about somebody's kids, your kid's gonna be funny looking. Fuck that. If I have another one, then it's gonna be funny looking because I was talking about Cardi babies. But and I wasn't talking about nobody's baby. Okay,
I'm not talking about her baby. All I'm saying is
speculating.
I'm speculating. I want to know what this baby looks like because guess what, honey? You are not Beyonce and you are not the princess or the queen of England.
So we should.
And all of these people have shown their baby.
Sin showed us her baby.
Sin showed her baby. Jessica Diamond showed her baby. So Prince out of Love and Hip Hop done showed her baby.
Prince out of
figure out.
Kim Kardashian, special though.
Who did exactly?
They already figured out how to get paid off their baby.
Exactly. Jocelyn showed her baby. Kim Kardashian.
But again, they got paid off the baby. They got paid off the baby. So maybe they actually waiting to get paid off the baby.
So I'm just trying to figure out, is that what it is?
Maybe they ain't get enough money.
Let your fans know, sis, because right now we're wondering and we're pondering
what
this baby look like.
Maybe that's it though. Maybe they holding out for them finances because you see how she did her pregnancy.
I mean, because
she was holding that pregnancy out for some finances too.
But no, she wasn't holding it for no finances. She didn't want nobody to know because guess what's going to happen? They might have tried to cancel her on tours.
No, that was being very strategic.
Okay,
so that's a strategy. That's about the point.
Maybe it's about the strategy. Because
maybe they're being strategic.
Right now, at this current present moment, I'm like, what is your baby looking like? Because you don't war with Nicki Minaj about culture. So I'm just trying to figure out what the
and then what are we thinking that okay, so and no shade, but okay, so there's a whole thing with Offset got a couple little baby moms.
He got a lot of baby moms.
All right. When I'm looking at Shia LaMour, I'm like, okay, she's pretty too, she was doing a music thing. How much of the fact that Cardi's career started taking off was included in his fact that I'm gonna marry that one, as opposed to, I mean, I'm sure she's a delightful I mean, who wouldn't want to be married to Cardi B, right? She's so colorful and fun and vibrant. I don't know what your other ones were, but I'm just saying, do we think that had anything to do with it? We got somebody into music, but taking on, so I'm not about to marry that one.
But and here's the thing too. I mean, was she really that? Thank you, because I was about to say she cheated a time or two.
That's what that is the next point. You was cheating on cheating.
Cheated a time.
What you like to do is cheat.
Yeah. So it's nothing to do with the fact that for me in this whole situation, I do think it's a little bit opportunist. He's an opportunist, but at the end of the day, he was popping more than Cardi B at that current moment.
Yes, but why you're hitching yourself? Not saying he's hitching himself to her wagon for that. I'm saying, is she the one that was quote unquote worthy of, first of all, worthy of you being
and
married?
What made her
worthy of you being married and cheating on my ass? Okay, but over some of these other girls,
let the record state they're not married,
and we'll say allegedly. I don't know because y'all know I like my little Tasha K, and I be unwinding, girl. I be unwinding with Tasha K. But a lot of her friends and very close people are saying that they are married. And that's a big thing because of the fact that she's expecting this loyalty and they are married, to the point.
I'm going to tell you why they're not married. I'm going to tell you exactly why I know for a fact that they're not married. Because here's the thing. If they were married,
we're gonna title this show "Offset and Cardi Not Married."
Yeah, because they're not married on this one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because one, if they were gonna get married, they would have did the Keisha Dior and Gucci Man wedding, got that shit paid for. So they're gonna put that on a special because that would have been money in their pocket. So if they did go off and secretly get married, that's a dummy.
What's
shit.
What's the story behind it? I don't actually remember hearing the story.
What about them getting married?
Yeah,
I never heard about them getting married.
But you know what? With the whole religion situation with Cardi, I will say, when she said we married, I kind of was like, probably so, because she one of them people that'll be like,
she was calling,
I want to be married before this baby pop out.
No, I still don't believe it, because she was calling him her hubby before when he was cheating with the next one and the next one.
I mean, her calling him her hubby ain't gonna stop him from cheating. Obviously.
Exactly. So that's my point. She been calling her husband from day one.
That don't have nothing to do with cheating, because obviously the dick is not married.
No,
just saying.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, she's been calling him her hubby since day one. So do I think they're married? Absolutely not, because of the fact that she's about her coin and she's gonna get that on somebody's TV. She's gonna get that wedding on somebody's TV.
You know what? I think if he was to marry anybody else, that would not be noteworthy. But maybe marrying Cardi B.
Yeah, because and here's the whole thing. I guarantee you, watching See What I Don't Tell You, and I'm putting it out there in the atmosphere because I know I'm gonna tell you this. And I'm gonna tell the people this and let you hear it first. Let the record state that I've said this first. I guarantee they don't come up with a show for the both of them. That's gonna set them up. They're gonna try to do the whole Bobby and Whitney TV show. They're gonna mimic that whole thing. Okay. Bobby Whitney and Culture. Watch it, I don't tell.
Bobby Whitney and Culture Baby.
Whatever.
Okay. So it's gonna be
Offset Nick.
Offset Nick. No.
Whatever.
The Culture Party. It's gonna be something
like that. Yeah. But they're gonna have a show and
Culture Offset,
and that is when they're gonna reveal that baby.
Offset and Culture with Cardi.
With anything. And you know what? And I want to. She just had a birthday. I ain't gonna say about the baby name.
Oh yeah.
And she got a gift, and she got a damn Lamborghini, but the
she have a license.
Like, are we promoting drive without a license? Somebody go lock her up.
I was driving that damn car.
Like, I was like, that's dumb money.
But I'm sorry, me being a wino and wants to watch vacation, or apparently her little friends, them quote unquote friends, the sources were saying that she got that car because he got himself another piece. Yeah.
What
another piece of ass somewhere else. That he cheating again.
But my thing is like this, Cardi. What do you expect? Accept it. I'm gonna say just like
she like I'm racking up cars on cars on cars.
Except just like basketball wives. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have the same thing I said for basketball.
And this is the other thing.
They want to cheat. He's going to cheat.
But if there's another, first of all, I will not accept it just because you're in the music industry. You won't cheat. You cheat because you're that nigga. That's because if that's what you do, that's what you do. But if this is my thing.
Give him a taste of his own medicine.
If you taking these gifts because the nigga is cheating, let me come close with you, Cardi.
Oh, okay? We go back to
let's get some like some sister circle closeness right now, Cardi. All right. If you are accepting these gifts because you know your man is cheating,
you've accepted him cheating.
No, baby. Yes, this is on some other shit. This on some other shit. And wait a minute now, come with me somewhere else. I'm trying to get to sus.
Okay.
Sus. If you have accepted him cheating to the point where like he's gonna cheat, but I'm gonna get a car out every time, you better have him buy you something else, because a car loses its value when it leaves the lot.
You got them right.
You need to get them diamonds, not the cash. Get some residual. Get diamonds.
I was about to say, get something that costs money.
Things that cost money, but not lose value. If you're worried about your kids, get another ring, like your little wedding ring, and put that in the safe deposit box. That's yours. No matter what happens,
go get that nigga to buy you some houses,
something. No matter what happens with this ride, however much money they want to cost, it can crash, and as soon as it crashes, it's already worth a couple $100 less than what you got paid for it. So what he paid for it. So please, ladies, let's not keep on letting them play aside.
Don't fall in love.
No, I don't want no fucking car. I don't want your car. You know why? Because your car loses value. Please do not give me. The history of wedding rings.
Exactly.
Okay.
Give me something I can pawn and get some money off of.
Exactly. If times get hard and I need to feed culture, I cannot feed her by selling this car. By the time it's time to sell this car, they're gonna give me $5 damn for it.
And don't get excited on some shit you could buy yourself.
Okay.
Boo, get your weight up. You can buy that.
Yeah.
I mean, the car that has hit me hit the lot, bitch, you don't even have a license. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
You could drive a Honda and it wouldn't make no difference. You still won't run into the pole.
And how often you gonna be in the streets? I mean, with your busy career, you gonna be in the studio and then you gonna get somewhere else. Hopefully.
Build me a studio in my house.
Bam.
Do some shit like that.
Yes. Make sure I have another way to make some money.
Fuck that. If you want to buy Lamborghinis, buy me a baseball team. Buy me a basketball team.
Yes.
Put
my name on something other than this damn title to this car. This car rock.
I wish somebody would let Jay-Z be like.
I'd be like, this is cute, baby. Can you take it directly back?
You got a note from Beyonce on this one, Suge. The cars are in your hand, Sugar Wugga. And if he come up to you and say, "Oh, I got you a Lamborghini," plays you the fuck out because you don't even have a license, what are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Buy me a baseball team.
Well, he probably gave her
basketball
the car
team
and somebody to drive it. But yeah, even she should have been like, "Oh, you want me to get arrested, motherfucker? You know I ain't got no damn license."
Exactly.
But
you want me to get locked up so you can keep fucking them bitches and not be locked up?
Right? Exactly. You tried it. You tried it.
A car.
But no, I mean seriously though, it's a great gesture and I think it's cute. Let me give you one of these though. So. Kim K, I'm going to give you, let's just say allegedly for everything, but Kim K was being offered $1 million deal to do, it was a clothing brand. They wanted her to represent this clothing brand. So put the pictures on your Instagram, yada, yada, yada. The stuff looked too close to the Kanye stuff. You know what I mean? So she comes to Kanye and like, look, they want me to do this money. They want me to, promote this stuff. It looks like your shit, like almost, basically a knockoff of your stuff. She decides, no, I'm good. I'm not going to do that particular deal. Loyalty is royal, right? Mm-hmm. So for Mother's Day, he ends up giving her $1 million. Thank you for those receipts. Mm-hmm. And I think he gave her something else and the $1 million. So basically, long story short, she turned down the money that she could have made. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Your husband brand.
I will say Kim K.
Baby, no, and girl,
she sticks by her
stand
man.
By on there.
And you want to know something though, honestly,
but staying about your man, he came back and he made sure.
And she made sure he was good.
You don't just lose money, baby. You ain't just lose that meal.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And she played her cards right. But and whatever people can say about Kim K. And I always said that she stands by her man, and I give her that. But I mean, truth be told, and to keep it all the way a stat, $1 million with you, I actually feel a little bit sorry for Cardi because I honestly feel like she's so lost in the glitz and glam that reality hasn't really set in.
Yeah.
Like, baby girl, you getting played like shit. And because he gives you a Lamborghini, it's supposed to be okay. Or because he gets on stage and proposes to you while 3 weeks prior to that, he's supposed to have another baby on the way, but he gets on stage and proposes to you. Oh, that's okay. Baby, you being played.
Yeah.
You being played and you looking crazy. When at the end of the day, you could do great by yourself. Take a lesson from Just Hilarious, and I'm gonna say it like this: Just Hilarious said, you know what? Chris kept cheating, and kept cheating, and kept cheating, and kept cheating. Between time, Just Hilarious is growing and growing and growing on her own.
Yeah.
She don't have an entourage.
Yeah.
It's just her by herself.
Yeah.
So you know what she did? She said, you know what? You didn't believe in Jesus anyway. I gotta let you go anyway.
Yeah.
And she's now elevated even higher.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't have that depression, distraction tearing her down and keeping her from moving. Because honestly, you keep going through those. Your whole fucking album was about him cheating.
Yeah.
The invasion of privacy.
Thank you for the
your whole album. So we clearly know you've been through a depression, but imagine where you could go and have that. You didn't have that distraction.
But then she wouldn't have material for her song.
Well, that's true too. But
then again, she didn't write it, so
she has to find
she didn't write
herself.
All of it.
Truly, I mean, she claims she knows herself, but she don't. She was on the verge of getting to where she needed to be. She was on the verge of being on top. And as soon as she met him, subconsciously, she don't realize it. He dropped her from being this elevated to where she could be. And he brought her down and she don't even realize it. because your whole song, baby, every song you've done has had something to do with your relationship. And what
but that's a lot of people that have stuff to do with their relationship.
She got to find separate content.
You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody loved it when Mary J was sad as hell, because they loved her music.
When she was sad, but put music out there that represents who is Cardi B. That's what I want to know, that I get shmoney Cardi B. I want that one back. The one that had the fucked up teeth, because that's what she was more relatable. Because the person now, people don't know you, baby. Because you done got Hollywood, like they say. You done got Hollywood, and you done allowed Hollywood to suck you in. You gotta still remain true to who you are. When this show makes it, because it's gonna make it, it's not gonna change the commitment and who we are. I'ma still be Eb Deceleb. I'm gonna just be Eb Deceleb with a million stacks. Okay. A billion stacks. But she gonna be over here with shades like, listen. I do not care. Listen, 940. It's right. Okay. Listen, I'm sitting on $1 million.
I guess I will.
Let's do the show.
Are they paying? That's what. Are you paying?
How much are you paying? Okay.
Did you go through the proper?
Get up there and do. Somebody said I just was.
She'd be like, I'm not taking calls.
Tell her earlier. Somebody was saying, oh yeah. You know, where do you do your studio? So we have our own studio. It works just fine. Oh, well, I have a studio that I charge $75 an hour. I said, I'm sorry, honey, I've been doing this for too long to pay for anybody's studio time. So when you become into a certain space in your life, like you don't with Cardi B really elevated herself without the BS, without all the craziness, she could be dangerous. She's dangerous now. Imagine if she had that extra shit. Because when you go through that emotion, it takes a toll on your body.
Absolutely.
And then you have to keep having to reinvent yourself. You're like, oh, he cheated on me. I'm depressed.
I mean, we're just going to have to hope that she does not allow that to, which, again, we're women. We can't help it. Like, it's very easy for you to get emotionally attached. Everybody who knows who held her knows she loved her. Whoever she loves her as a man.
Yeah, she loves all.
I'd be ready to be down with you from this one to that one. And you know what? Them people that be real down, usually they the ones that go down with the shit.
Yeah.
Because I'm so down with you. I end up I'm here for all your bullshit or whatever. Yeah. Trying to prove that I'm down with your shit. But anyway,
I'm not that down.
We're gonna leave that one alone. We will wait for the show that Eb Deceleb says is gonna come out. It's going to be called The Culture of Offset and Cardi.
Don't know that because they ain't paying us.
Well, when they do, y'all know it's already out here on SipsTea. It's on YouTube. They're going to have to pay me or change that name. So
yeah, because they gonna have a show though. But Cardi B is about that coin, and she got her started an industry through reality. Now it'll be an adjustment for Offset. But here's the thing. It's gonna be a weird. We'll just see. But maybe it will be another Bobby and Whitney, because Whitney did her little thing.
We'll see. We will see what happens.
Smoking the weed,
and that'll be one time when he won't be out cheating because cameras will be following your ass. Okay,
Cardi, you better do a damn show.
She probably be happy about that. But let me play for you guys. Again, the girl's name is Shia LaMour, and I think. She did. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of background. So Shia LaMour is the baby mama for Offset, one of Offset's baby mamas.
He got like how many kids?
Too many.
Yeah, he got a lot of kids.
So that's the baby mama. She's been doing music and yada yada yada. And then one day she gets on her Instagram, she goes live and she just does a little rap to the doo-wop. What's in girl, you bet
watch out.
What? See, that's why I gotta go back to my notes, because I be talking Lauryn Hill, for crying out loud. Lauryn Hill's the whole doo-wop thing. That thing. Yeah, so she did it to that beat, and the thing is that this little rap, this little freestyle is very positive. And it actually got posted to the Shade Room. It got a lot of attention, got posted to the Shade Room, and the Shade Room ended up taking it down. And a lot of the YouTubers who kind of cover these things, and I got this from Daytime Tea. Hey, girl, hey! Daytime Tea on YouTube. I love my little YouTubers. But she said, she showed how the Shade Room had taken down, and the speculation here, the tea there, baby. Is that Cardi's camp? Yeah, their camp may have had her take it down. So can this girl get? So again, about turning negative.
Though, why can't she live? Was she rapping about them?
Turning negative to positive. This is a very positive little situation.
Like she's living her best life.
She's trying to live her best life, baby. I mean, let her have her rap. Like, what the hell? So anyway,
and if Cardi has that shit taken down,
shame on you.
Because I mean, come on now, you already got your man. What are you doing? Are you that? But here's the thing, everybody, please take note. Cardi B is very insecure. I don't give a fuck how many millions of dollars she has. Because guess what? She probably can't figure out why my nigga keeps fucking other bitches.
And that's what I'm about to say. It's very hard for a woman to not be insecure.
She's insecure
when you continue to get cheated on. But please, babies, know this. It has nothing to do with you. And everything to do with his dick.
Thank you.
And it has nothing to do with
it. It doesn't mean that your vagina is tired and burnt out.
Your vagina could be actually golden, but the fact that there is another vagina over to the left or the right is still going to be appealing to the wrong nigga.
It's unfortunate, but it is what the fuck it is.
Well, let me see if I can get okay. So mind you, this is a very positive actual
I cannot believe
rap. The rap actually has something to do with, she's basically like, look, ladies, get yourself together. Don't believe the hype, okay? Some of the little words were, basically it's a message to the girls. Never settle for less than you deserve. Basically, peep what a nigga is doing. Okay, take that shit to heart because your kids got to deal with what you with the decisions that you make. What?
And I just want to say something before you play this song. Shout out to all Offset baby mamas because all they're doing, honey, is waiting for Offset and Cardi B to get married so they can get that joint.
Maybe all the money. Maybe that's why they ain't married then.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Cardi B ain't done.
Okay, maybe you're right.
Cardi B is not stupid.
And now I'm gonna have to do some research because now the receipts are adding up to say that it would make more sense that you're not married.
Because guess what, honey, she gonna pull a Yandy on their ass, just like Yandy had the public wedding and all that. Then guess what? Later came out that they wasn't even legally married because Yandy is a business.
Because as soon as you actually get legally married, that's when Uncle Sam and the government can come have all your shit because now it's like, oh, okay, so y'all together. It's y'all's income. It's not his income.
Exactly.
So if he has 17 kids, y'all need to pay for his 17 kids. Not you.
That's why I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Faith Evans was thinking because we all know that Stevie J got child support issues.
Hopefully Jocelyn don't get hit. She got a lot of stuff going on for herself, so hopefully she don't get all of that.
Oh, trust me, she getting that coin.
But okay, let me try to turn. Yes, kick his ass to the curb.
Let me see her picture. I cannot believe
she's a cutie though. And this is like her regular Reggie. Okay.
So she ain't even got the teeth done?
No, girl, she ain't need her little teeth done. She's cute. She's actually very attractive. Let me put it up on the big screen. What? Did you time out, motherfucker? Hold on, I'm gonna put this up for Eb Deceleb so she can see a cutie on duty. I like to serve Eb Deceleb with the eye candy or whatever.
So she had her thing taken down.
Well, that allegedly.
Let's be alleged.
Allegedly.
Sources haven't publicized that information.
Yeah, ain't she just adorable little something? And that's no makeup, no filter. Okay.
How you know?
I know what.
There's no makeup, no filter.
Let's look at her tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's just an average chick from the Bronx.
But we all average when we not done us. You know what I'm saying? She just got in her car. She about to do whatever she doing. She's cute. Now when she does have some pictures out there again. I'm trying to use this woman's name because the Shade Room took her down, but SipsTea the Show put you up.
We put you up, girl.
We did not take you down. We ain't scared. Cardi's campaign paying us, okay? So we can do this.
If they wanted to pay us, we don't.
Okay, but if they want to pay us, we're going to snatch your shit down.
I'm sorry.
I'm like, shisha what? Shisha bang bang?
We will never mention her.
Sorry. I'm a sellout.
Let me see. I can't even hear.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'm doing too much. Hold on, let me just turn this up. This stuff is like, look, you trying to do too much. The hot of the whole situation.
I mean, she does. She's very pretty, though.
Thank you. She is.
She said thank you like that's her daughter.
It is.
Or her best friend.
All the positive bitches is my daughter. All these bitches is my sons.
This is a message to
all right, y'all listening.
Never said less of what you deserve. Know the difference between a bad bitch and a bird. If he ain't acting right, then treat the jack to the church.
Let me see if it sounds.
I like her.
Yeah, you like her. You like her now, don't you?
But why did they take her down?
Again.
Let her live her best life.
Speculation state.
You know
why this in there?
Is that on one?
No. Okay. Speculation states
it was some jealousy because she's talented.
Right.
Is that one?
It is, yeah. Fire below, y'all. Fire fucking below. This motherfucker. All right, I'm over it.
Let me see.
Let me just put it back over here.
Let me see.
Yeah. We're not gonna run her all the way back, but
turn up on the phone.
Don't forget your kids gotta make a decision.
I'm sorry.
Don't be called. Focus on your steps.
Okay, so we're gonna leave. We're gonna let that sit right there.
Yeah, okay.
But okay, so if you heard some of the words,
somebody's actually commenting on Instagram as well.
Yeah, if you heard parts of the words, though, it was very positive. I think for people in general. Number one, for us young ladies, as far as I
don't understand why. I'm trying to figure out why would they. She did her thing.
And she did her thing.
Now that it's down. Now
let it.
Everything okay?
Why you been shut up? Sorry. No. It's okay. You may continue now.
Okay, but no, guys, I'm trying to figure out now that, first of all, if she didn't have it taken down, everybody's going to think that you did. First, facts, right? Second of all, if you did have it taken down, allegedly, why? Because nothing about that song.
No, it didn't. Yeah,
it had nothing about that to do with you.
So the speculation came just because it was posted by the Shade Room and then taken down. We will just say, and I'm going to say allegedly right now as well, because without the receipts, I'm just going to say that at the time that this video was posted, that is what happened. Okay. I don't know what, so we'll continue on saying allegedly. Allegedly, it was posted on the Shade Room. Kaya Lamore actually posted on her page. She was just happy that it went viral. It went to the Shade Room. It was just like, thank you. You know, it was cool. And she was just happy that happened. And she's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over it. So she does not expect to get any kind of like.
But here's the thing: she was super talented, and so that's where my confusion goes. Is it the fact that she actually was speaking real shit?
I mean, and that could be something too. Like, don't you know what I'm saying, y'all? I mean, I think it was very bare as well, because we all know you as Offset's baby mama. You out here trying to do your own thing, and she needs to create her own identity when she was someone before she was that person. But now that's who she is most famously known as, is that. So no matter what you did before, now all of a sudden this is who I was, who I am.
And then too, that could put and then who knows as a person, and we forget at the end of the day that people are still people. So who knows what she might be feeling? Maybe she was in love with him. She does have a child by him. How is that affecting their relationship between the child? Like, people don't realize that these are still women at the end of the day. And if she wants to go on, do whatever, talk about it, give her moment. Right. She doesn't, maybe she feels some type of way for the fact that she was in music too. Yeah. Why didn't you choose me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
That's kind of why I brought up the whole Cardi thing. Like, is it because the industry had already taken her and was like about to,
I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Why didn't you choose her?
Oh no, I'm not gonna go here. I'm gonna go there because actually this ticket is taken off. We're in the same direction. Yada yada
and what
yada.
Are you doing?
So yeah, and you still over there trying, and not that I'm helping you, but you just trying. So it's all well and good. But that was, again, with turning negatives into positives, that was a big thing. And shout out to Shia Lamore. That is her name. We want to keep on saying it. Her name is Shia Lamore. And shout out to her. Y'all check her out on Instagram. Was what she's into music. Let her have her own name. Any of us women will want to have her own name. If we want to talk about the Shits Award, we see Latisse also said, she was saying that some of the lives of the celebrities should be on YouTube. She was saying that some of their lives should be kept private. Michael Jackson didn't show his babies at first, which is true, but it made it very, very weird. I will say that. It made it very, very weird.
Did y'all hear recently that his daughter is trying to wants us to identify her as Black?
Who? What?
His daughter. When technically, she's not Black at all.
We don't know what she is because there was so much.
Yeah, she's like wants us to. She said she's Black.
I don't blame you, baby, for wanting to be African American. But I do not.
You're not even light skinned. She's not even light skinned. She's white.
Wait a minute. See, I can't get into Michael Jackson's history because, as far as he said, until y'all show me the receipts of that birth certificate, or I'm sorry, the DNA, okay? We need Dana. We need DNA to see if that was, because a lot of people speculated that it wasn't his child, like, from his sperm and yada, yada, yada.
It don't look nothing like him.
But what is my, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. And way too much happened, and you wasn't showing us the babies, and you got to cover on Blanket's face, and it's just too much. You know what I'm saying? So we don't what's going on. But hey, honey, if you were raised by the king of pop, who most definitely is Black, and the whole family is Black, and you want a Black heart, you may have it. I think. I'm going to give it to her because I'm going to give it to her. Just
Michael Jackson didn't want to be Black at the time.
You MJ's daughter. You MJ's daughter. Okay. And Janet Jackson, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 from Nation. Janet Jackson is your auntie. You Black girl.
And Janet Jackson didn't even know what cheese curls were. So okay.
Okay. Well, she's Black. She's just not a nigga. But yes, and there are certain things. Latisse is on YouTube, and she's saying there's certain things that happen in their lifestyle. And you are correct. We do not even know their lifestyle. There are things that happen in their lifestyle. We don't get it. We don't understand. Just like y'all kept them babies under wrap, Mm-hmm. It's not even for us, to be honest. But guess what? We can comment all day long, and we appreciate the fact we can comment all day long.
But we gonna
rocking and shit. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna put up these
shits. I mean, I want to put up for me, cancer.
Okay, I was about to say she about to change the game.
I ain't changing the
game.
Did we
discuss this or not?
We did.
You gotta talk to
I was gonna put that goddamn ticket up. Shit,
yeah. Okay, Muriel Bowser, MB. The Washington DC and your freaking tickets. You guys are up for the Shits Award.
Yeah.
But seeing as how you are up against cancer and you are up against domestic violence where that nigga at Wednesday bullshitty. It's hard to figure out who's going to win.
Cancer kills now.
But cancer kills. Domestic violence kills.
Them traffic tickets
is killing me.
It's killing
personally.
Me.
I told y'all last week. Please look at last week's show when GemDTwin was telling y'all about the fuckery of Muriel Bowser, thinking she was going to raise the rate of the tickets to $500, and Eb Deceleb sat right here to my right, telling me how she don't see and she don't get tickets like you are unaffected. Well, now use a nigga too.
I am a nigga.
Okay, I'm the nigga. Use the nigga. We
they
the
call
nigga.
Me on
the nigga. Would you like to be a nigga too? This is NIGGA because, and I'm not saying nigga like this. No, I'm saying this is some ignorant ass shit. The word nigger is supposed to actually mean ignorance. Has nothing to do with our color, and this is some nigger shit right here. That fucking cameras, no. Anyway, we are putting up cancer and domestic violence for the Shits Award because number one, cancer we cannot control. You know what I'm saying? We're trying our best to control it. So, of course, when we talk about DetoxTEA, we'll talk about, things like that more, about things that we think that we can do to control cancer. But every time we turn around, I told somebody the other day, I feel like it's just closing in on me because every time I turn around, there's someone in my circle affected by cancer. Not specifically breast cancer, but cancer in general. And we really, really have to get a hold of this shit because it's taking us out. It's taking us out like quickly. And I don't know if it's just because of social media that, we're more readily aware, but it literally is a killer. And then you have domestic violence, which is totally controllable because domestic violence means that we're making decisions. Two people. Making decisions. The abuser, you made a decision to abuse, and the person that's staying there, you're making a decision to stay. Even though it does not feel like it, I've actually gone through domestic violence situations. Eb Deceleb have gone through domestic violence situations, and there are a lot of people who have gone through domestic violence and abuse, and after it, you can see that it was a choice. Your choice, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. And sometimes the hard choice, and sometimes it's hard to get out of once you get into it. But these people are who they are. Absolutely. So we're gonna put domestic violence and cancer up for the Shits Award. Both of those are the Shits Award winners because we are not with the shits.
Absolutely.
Period, point blank and flat out. So let's do something about that. Affinity.
So with affinity, I think we can just pose a question
for next
week.
Yes.
So I think my question would honestly go to talking about cheating and things of that nature. What are your thoughts about the people out here? Let's look at the effects. What do you think the effects of cheating has on you?
Yes.
On a person?
If you've been cheated on,
how is it?
Let us know. Okay, I'm just checking YouTube. But if you've been cheated on, let us know. And I'm going to write it down because we need to pose this question as well for affinity. And we'll talk about it next week, possibly with our guests. But we want to know what the effects are of cheating on you. Like, how do you think it affected you? If you were the cheater, I'm sure that there were some things that went along with that too. How did that affect you once you found out what happened? Like once the cat was out the bag, because I really believe that if you're a cheater, it feels different before that person finds out, especially if you love them. I think if you're cheating, you feel differently about doing what you're doing until that person finds out, and you actually have to face the fact that you hurt somebody that you probably do care about. You know what I mean? So if you're the cheater and you are willing to share your story about that, about as far as cheating, let us know what you think the effects of cheating are from the cheater and the cheatee. I mean, the cheated on or cheated upon or whatever the case may be. Because those perspectives are still unique, and both of them are valuable. Eb Deceleb is very bare in telling us that she cheated and she was cheated on and she was a cheater, and she learned from both of those situations. But that is what happened, and so we need to discuss it and see what we can do about that. Now, as far as detox tea, so we're gonna put that up. We'll talk to you guys about that during the weekend next week on the show. But for detox tea, this is when we talk about health and wellness, and because this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month and breast cancer awareness month, we want to talk about things that lead up to, especially stress. Some people have marked stress as being one of the causes of cancer. But more specifically, we kind of want to talk about the different kinds of abuse. Because those leads to stress as well. So both of these could affect either of those situations. There is physical abuse. There is emotional abuse. There's sexual abuse. And then there is also verbal abuse. So number one, if you are suffering from any of these things, there are domestic violence hotlines and things like that. We can post on the page if you don't know where to go. And this is the thing. Google. If you gotta wait for SipsTea the Show to post this, you can also Google where you need to in your area, because these may be specific, area specific places. Like we have Martha's Table here in the Washington D.C. area. We have a lot of people at the courthouse in the Washington D.C. area. They actually have domestic violence. A whole department. So all you got to do is actually go to the courthouse, and they will help you to get out of these situations. If it's a life-threatening situation, take yourself directly down there and actually go and sit there and let them help you. Seek help is the first thing. But when we're talking about detox tea, we want to talk about some of the physical. I think physical is the easiest thing to kind of decipher. Physical abuse is when someone is putting their hands on you. But also, the reason we have to talk about this is because physical abuse is also when people are throwing things at you. Hey, Mary. Physical abuse does not necessarily say, and I think this is one of the things that we have to get in our mind. Physical abuse does not mean I just punched Eb Deceleb in the eye. When I'm grabbing Eb Deceleb by her arm and it is in a threatening manner, and you are scared, and you are, because there's a whole emotional thing that goes around with that. You know what I'm saying? When someone's putting their hand on you physically, that is physical abuse, but it starts from a whole lot of other things. It starts from yelling. The energy changes when you're in the presence of physical abuse. You are frightened when you are in the presence of physical abuse. And I think a lot of physical abuse and domestic violence situations, we discount everything because we have not actually gotten hit.
But and what people forget to realize is that physical abuse is damaging, of course.
Yes.
Because you physically have to see that and feel that pain. But honestly, what's even more damaging is mental abuse.
Mental abuse.
Because that's those thoughts, those words, you cannot take away. Emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse is very damaging.
You cannot take away. And sexual abuse. Sexual abuse. People don't realize that sexual abuse is really real out here. Where people are just taking advantage of your body and making you feel worthless and just doing things to you that are not right, are abusive, or making you be sexual with them when you don't want to, when you don't feel like it, or making you feel like no one else wants you, or whatever the case may be. There's so many different levels of abuse. It makes no sense. And be aware of what that looks like and when that's happening. And as people, we think, oh, my man would never hit me, but he calls you a dumb bitch.
Right. He just verbally abused you, boo.
That verbally abused you because now in the back of your mind, because he doesn't hit you but calls you a dumb bitch, it's okay. No, it is not okay.
Not okay.
It is not okay.
And we got to start setting the standard and setting that bar higher. And yes, words are just words, but words do hurt.
Words hurt, because if you allow him to talk to you or her to talk to you, him to talk to you like that, or vice versa, you won't ever require respect from anybody. And God forbid you have children.
Right.
Because if you have children, that adds a whole nother element, because now what you have done is you have started a trend. Well, my daddy treated my mommy like that, so it's okay for me to treat somebody else like that,
or to be treated,
that way.
And I think it's also important to remember that, like as the celeb says, it is generational, meaning that it will continue from this generation to the next generation to the next generation. But also, when you are right here in the moment, just know that everything that you accept, giving someone permission to do that
to you.
And sometimes we have got to be able to like walk away and say, no, this is not okay. And when we say, no, this is not okay, sometimes that means that we're walking away. Like, I know people, even myself included at one point, I was trying to take the power out of the word bitch. Like, we all say bitch now. We were like, bitch. But I knew good and well, when I was being called a bitch, it was not in a pleasant situation. Okay. So I didn't like it because I didn't come from that school. That's not what I grew up. I grew up in a very positive household. And so to be called bitch or something in a negative way, it was very shocking, number one. But then I started to think, would I give up my whole relationship over a word? This word just, people use it on the street. I mean, like, so I just started actually overusing the word, like bitch.
And you start justifying it.
And you start justifying. But guess what? Through that justification actually meant that we would just take it. So instead of verbally abusing you by calling you bitch, now I need to mentally abuse you by using other words, or I need to physically abuse you now. I mean, at the end of the day, whether they want to admit it or not, people who are being abusive
have been abused,
or they are deciding they want whatever emotion that they're getting out of abusing you, meaning power or attention, whatever it is that they're trying to solicit. Humans don't do things without wanting to solicit a response.
Or they have something that they're inadequate in their other parts of their life.
Of course.
So they're trying to
now I need some kind of validation or compensation. So whatever it is that they're trying to get out of it, it just changes. Oh, bitch is not bothering you. Okay, so now I need to move on to the next thing. And I think it's very important for us to know that physical abuse, to the degree of people getting burned, or to the degree of, set on fire. These are real stories. Or to the degree of being killed, or black and blue, or beat down, or whatever the case may be. It does start there. 9 times out of 10, most of the people who have been abused did not start off black and blue.
No.
They started off with very simple things,
very unnoticeable things. But you knew, it
wasn't right.
You justified it. You have to demand what you deserve. As people in any facet of your life, whether it be work, whether it be home, whether it be friend life, whether it be relationships, you have to demand what that you deserve, because domestic violence can come from that.
Important. You got to be willing to walk away.
You got to,
I mean,
you got to be okay with being alone.
You have to. That part is so important, because I think so many times we push our own personal bar back and back and back because we're not willing to walk away. And I think also we need to talk about emotional abuse, because in my profession, as far as working in mental health, emotional abuse is something that could happen domestically, or it could happen with age, aged our senior citizens, or emotional abuse could be going on right now with your children or things like that. These are people who withhold. Withholding love from you is emotional abuse. Not being like anything that is causing, like, because sometimes with children, if you're not giving them emotional support, you're actually emotionally abusing them. If you're withholding that intentionally, if you're depriving someone of anything, you are actually being abusive. So this is also a wake-up call to kind of check ourselves as well. You know what I'm saying? And making sure that you don't fall into these categories. But that is going to be our detox tea, and we're going to leave it right there. And of course, this is Domestic Violence and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Again, I don't think 30 days is enough time to talk about this. I don't think
this is 4 weeks. Ongoing issue.
It's an ongoing issue, and it's an ongoing conversation. So we will be coming with those interviews. We will be coming with information. And again, if you guys are survivors of breast cancer, the supporters of breast cancer survivors, or if lost someone to breast cancer, please reach out to us. We would love to come and catch your story on camera, and we'll pop our YouTube channel and so for our Instagram, just some small things, because we have got to start a collaboration. We've got to talk to each other. How do we best support each other? What happens in these situations? How do we prepare? All of that is part of the collaboration. How do we avoid being violated by people that we love? All of that is so domestic violence and breast cancer. If you guys have some input and you're willing to be on camera and you would like to collaborate, please hit us up, SipsTea the Show at gmail.com, or on any of our social media platforms, which are also SipsTea the Show on Instagram. We are also on Twitter. I hope you guys join us on Twitter because we are alone there right now. We're trying to get some Twitter up together. But definitely check us out, please. Yeah. Join us on YouTube, guys, because the conversation is real. The conversation is real. And when we, especially when it's times like this, when we really need to talk about things like abuse and breast cancer and cancer in general and wellness in general, because we can all relate. That's the one thing that we can see, is that we can all relate. So definitely hit us up on social media. We want to hear from you. If you guys would like to sponsor SipsTea the Show, please know you can sponsor any of our segments. We are sponsoring for the low right now, so definitely get into the collaboration. We are building Microsoft from the ground up, okay? But we're definitely going up, and we're going to be here with you guys every Wednesday, and we can't wait to see you next Wednesday. It's a very, very important month for us, so stay tuned.
And we out.
B.
Shout out to Offset's baby mama. Shania, what is her name? What's her name?
Shia LaMour.
She sounds like she could be on.
That's a music for Offset baby mama.
Shia LaMour. She sounds like she could be somebody on somebody loving hip hop.
It's about love, l'amour. Say it, l'amour.